Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. So I've got a fun video today. I am going to be sharing my mama's beef jerky recipe with you guys. We are moving in 3 short months to Alaska, and I've got some meat in the freezers, the deep freezers, that needs to get dealt with or it's going to go bad. So some of this beef is from our farm that we had before we moved to this 1-acre homestead, and some of it's frostbitten and needs to be thrown out, but a lot of it is still usable and perfect for making beef jerky. So that's what I'm gonna do. I've gone into the deep freezers and went through the meat and picked out all the stuff that needed to be thrown out and kept the pieces that were good enough for making beef jerky. We're trying to use up all this meat before we head across country to Alaska. We have several whole chickens still in there from this summer's chicken harvest. Actually probably 15 to 20 chickens still left in there. So we're gonna get on that. I've been making some chicken roast. I'm making chicken and dumplings tonight. Just trying to use up all that meat. We don't want it to go to waste. We work so hard on raising our own meat here on the homestead, as you guys know. And we have a enclosed trailer that we're taking across country, and it's going to be very full and loaded already. I'm not going to have space to try and put deep freezers in there and, you know, turn them on with a generator every so often. Like, we're just not going to have the space for that. So I'm going to use up everything that I possibly can before we hit the road in March. So I thought it would be fun to take you guys along on this video. Beef jerky is a great way to preserve meat, lots of different kinds. You can do venison, you can do beef, make beef jerky out of all kinds of different meats. So that's what we're going to do today. And I'm going to be using my Excalibur food dehydrator. I will link that in the description for you guys. You know that that is the dehydrator that I use here on the homestead. I've had it for probably, I don't know, 6 or 7 years, and I've gotten my money's worth out of that thing, that's for sure. So it really comes in handy. But before I get started, I'm out here just feeding the chickens, and I've got some leftover apple spice cake muffins that I made with my grain mill. You guys know I'm loving my grain mill that Joe bought me for my birthday, grinding my own flour here on the homestead. And these little muffins were delicious. You make them with sour cream and they're so moist and yummy, but these are just some that we didn't get to, and they're getting a little too old sitting on the counter, and the chickens are gonna love them. It's so funny, even the chickens know good food when they see it. You throw some bread in here from fresh ground flour or freshly ground flour, muffins or anything like that, and the birds just go nuts over it. So I thought this morning I would give them a little treat for breakfast. Hey guys, good morning. Good morning, good morning. I got some treats for you. Look at that, Mama. Ooh. Oh yeah. Oh, you gotta share, Mama Turkey. Gotta share with your friends. Some good muffins for ya. That good stuff. What's up, turkeys? As always, I will be sure to link the recipe for the beef jerky down in the description box, so make sure you guys check that out. If you guys have any requests for videos, let me know in the comments section. You guys know I read your comments and I love responding, conversing with you guys in the comments, so let me know. I've got some ideas of things I would like to do over the next few months as we are packing and getting ready for the big move to Alaska. Joe's actually getting ready to build another enclosed trailer because, as you guys know, he's going to be back here in Virginia for about 6 months until he retires, at which time he will come back to Alaska to meet Parker and I. And he's going to be driving across country with my grandfather, because my grandpa's coming with us to Alaska. And it's just going to be my grandpa and Joe driving across country in my grandpa's car, pulling this enclosed trailer that Joe is going to build. We already have the trailer, and Joe is just going to be putting sides on it and enclosing it for the trip. No sense in buying another trailer when we already have one. So if there's anything that you guys specifically want to see as we get ready for this adventure, let me know in the comments, and I really appreciate your recommendations. So the first thing I'm going to do is open up all of these packages and give the meat a good rinse so I can see what I'm working with. You guys will see in a couple of minutes I have a lot of different cuts of meat. We're working with T-bone, we've got some cube steak, and we even have some beef stew chunks. So I'm going to be sure to not waste any of this precious meat. We're going to turn this all into delicious jerky. So we're going to remove all the meat from the bone, cut away as much fat as possible, and I like to cut my strips at about 1/4 inch thick. If you like your jerky to be chewier, then you want to cut the meat with the grain. If you like your jerky to be more tender, then you're going to slice your meat against the grain. And don't forget, I will have the exact measurements and ingredients for this recipe in the description box of this video, so make sure that you check that out. Once your meat is done marinating, you're simply going to set them out on the dehydrator trays, just making sure that they're not touching and overlapping so that they all dehydrate evenly. Some of you that have been around since the beginning may remember our Jersey bull Luke that we had on the farm as a breeder, but we ended up taking him to the processor because he just became unruly and unmanageable, and it was a very hard thing for our family as we had grown attached to Luke. So it's really important to me, you guys, to use all of his meat so that we don't take him for granted and his life was not in vain. If you missed that video, I'll link it here and you could check it out. So cooking time and temperature might be different depending on your dehydrator and how you like your jerky, but for me, I cook mine at 150 degrees for about 8 hours. All right, that's it. This is what your jerky looks like when it's all done. If it's dehydrated properly, you should be able to bend it in half and you'll see like a white texture, and that will tell you that your jerky is done. If it snaps in two, you've cooked it too long, and if it's still red or pink in the center, you need to cook it longer. Tucker, I think you're eating more than you're putting away.
Yep. I love the burnt parts.
Is it good? It's yummy, huh? Mm-hmm. Turned out awesome. No, Jack, that's not for you, silly kitty. Not for you, silly kitty. I know, it smells so good.
It tastes so good.
I know. That's Meemaw's recipe.
Look at that.
Isn't that good?
Mm-hmm. I love these ones.
Yeah. Long and skinny?
Yeah. Like me.
Yep. Meemaw used to make big, huge batches of this when I was a kid.
You're so lucky.
Mm-hmm. So I have a whole nother bowl of meat, but I knew that I wouldn't be able to fit all the meat in the dehydrator at once. So I did not marinate the second batch, because if I did, it would have been sitting in the fridge and marinating far too long, and it would have turned out really salty. So that second bowl of meat has just been sitting in the fridge since yesterday, and I'm gonna go ahead and marinate it and get that batch on the dehydrator racks. Thanks for hanging out with us again for another video, you guys. If you found it helpful and you enjoyed it, hit that like button for me. And don't forget to subscribe. We would love to have you here as a part of our YouTube family. Until next time, friends, take care and stay blessed.